exclusive.
Welcome everyone to another Fuel Esports broadcast. Today we got some Overwatch action. I am Newt. I am joined by Grifford today. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to see what our team has for the game tonight.
Yeah, first time we're gonna be streaming Overwatch this semester, so excited to see how they've been doing. Not actually sure how the standings are looking out for the orgs, but if we take a look at that real quick, we'll see our team is 0-1 right now. Maybe a bit of a rescheduled game or something ended up happening, so that first game wasn't played. Actually, I think they had a bye, if I'm not mistaken. So 0-1 at the bottom of the scoreboard, but it's early in the season. Everything can change, and that's going to be up to today, right?
Yeah, that is the best way to look at it, right? Very early on, very not high stakes, but this is their chance to sort of catch up.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And if we take a look at the roster, who's going to be starting for us today, we'll see a lot of familiar faces from last semester of Overwatch, plus a couple new people. So we got Scummy on the tank, Little Spark and Woody DPS, and then Artemis and Door are going to be our support line. You'd recognize probably Scummy, Little Spark, and Artemis from winter semester. I believe Door played during fall semester, and Woody from some other games.
Nice.
He looks happy. They're excited.
Yeah, we were talking to them just before the show started, and they seem pretty excited. So hopefully that that energy carries on into their game tonight.
Yeah, our Overwatch team is definitely one that always kind of brings the energy, right?
Yeah.
You have to match it for sure. I mean, they're dancing, they're excited to
Yeah,
be
you
there.
literally see
They
Little
just
Spark
love
hanging
hanging
out.
out. It's a great team environment when you enjoy hanging out with your team.
Absolutely.
Sure.
And that sort of social connection helps with the communication as well.
It does. It's a lot of you can also do a lot of nonverbal communication, right? You kind of know what each other want in the game, because of the fact that you guys talk a lot, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially in a game like Overwatch, teamwork is very, very needed.
Probably the single most important aspect of Overwatch is teamwork. I think, unlike some of the other hero shooters, team play is really, really crucial here. But I think as we wait for map bans and picks to end up coming out, I think we're going to take a quick short break, but don't go anywhere. We get our first match of the semester.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the 6th week of the Fuel Esports Weekly Update. Another week of the season is in the books. Let's talk about how it went and what you can expect as we get into the holiday weekend and reading week. First, let's talk about what we've been up to this week. We had another Monday night game night for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Melee on Monday, and the community came out in full force. This will be the only Monday night game night for the next 2 weeks, as next Monday is the holiday Thanksgiving. We'll be back with another one for Super Smash Bros. On October 20th. More on that next week. As for Fuel Esports competition, it's been our busiest week yet for matches. Despite a few unfortunate forfeit wins, we've still played over 20 matches this week. In local competition, Fuel Esports Rocket League would lose 1-4 against Condors Esports at Conestoga College, but would have a resurgence later in the week to take a 3-0 victory over Humber Esports in Ontario Campus Carball. Congratulations to Logan Powell for cracking top 10 in this week's player power rankings. For score reports on all of our matches, make sure you follow us at Fanshaw Fuel so you don't miss any of our daily posts. As for what's coming up soon, with Reading Week coming up, the fuel station will be closing on October 11th, reopening when classes resume on October 20th. Matches may still be ongoing, so you may see players on campus and in the fuel station. Make sure you stay in touch with our daily game day posts at Fanshaw Fuel and wish them luck. There's no events coming up this week as Monday is the Thanksgiving holiday, but make sure you enjoy the long weekend and your reading week. That's all for this week. As always, we'll be back next Tuesday on October 14th for next weekly update.
We are back right into our very first game. The game mode is Control, and the map is Lijiang.
Yeah, first pause already of the semester. But that's okay, sometimes some tech things can happen. But if we take a look at the draft, or just picks, right? Yeah, ball ban makes a lot of sense for Li Zhang. Just really strong with Control in general, especially City Center and and Night Market. Where Sojourn, really strong on Night Market, kind of struggles on the other two. So interesting to see that ban. If we're looking at the picks, I mean, we expected the Sombra, right? That's the Woody classic. Scummy mentioned he was going to be looking towards playing Diva. I mean, Kiri Wuyong, probably the best backline in the game right now. And then Reaper's really strong just because of how kind of brawly these teams are now, especially with Wuyong in, because he has that speed, he has that healing, and he has that extra damage. Wright stayed instead, going for a bit of a more unique draft. The Symmetra might just be to teleport out of spawn, as that's always valuable when you're on control. Seeing if they'll switch. As the Genji, you'll see Zarya makes a lot of sense. Yeah, switching over to the Reaper. The Juno is really where I'm confused. The Juno Kiri, not as strong nowadays. You definitely want the Wuyong, so interested to see how that's going to end up working out.
Yeah, see, he very much predicted the teleport straight out of spawn, right for that action.
First pick there for Door, 2 double dink onto Uncivilized. That's going to be a quick fight. Poison for Fuel, as long as they don't get critted out, Little Spark on the burst. Fight.
See, Little Spark with the Diva there, right on into the objective.
And Scummy now looking to set up high on this Diva, just try to pepper each member of Wright State. First fight, already got the point kicking towards them. Ultimates, you know, or getting really close already to that Kitsune rush. Interesting. I'd like to just see that one first out instantly. And Woody got a pick on the side on Decade, just a flank pick. That's the power of the Sombra. So you go invis, you find that pick on the support. Rev actually getting a trick.
See, Kuma here on Genji, switch on over again to that Kiriko. It'll be very valuable alongside
Still getting traded out here a lot. You do see the Kitsune used just to save Scummy, I think. Suzu comes out, gets one pick there for Door, so it's gonna be Scummy's kind of way to play here, getting all that damage in with those shotguns. Wraith form forced out for Little Spark, having to back off as Fuel just keeping Wright State in this choke here, not able to enter as they have to use their own Kitsune just to get out. He does end up using the bomb, but uses that self-destruct to get right back into the Nexu. So nothing really lost here as they are going to be forced off of point with high charge Zarya and the rest of Fuel being weak. Woody looking for something in the backline here.
Very unfortunate. Fuel already at 67% on the objective. They had it for a little bit, but maybe they can push back. We'll see.
Yeah, you know, they're right back onto the point. Actually didn't even give over cap, so a very clean first map for Fuel so far. Just have to make sure not to give this one up. Lucio switched to Cade here to get the touch, get a little bit faster, get these rotations going. So really struggling to get through. The speed ring of the Juno just wasn't doing that. The EMP from Woody here can kind of just, you know, be the final nail in the coffin for Wright State. They're going to have to get a touch off as they are behind. And Scummy just going aggressively on this Lucio who got manually hacked, and that's already the fight. Only one for Fuel.
Yeah, already at 99%. You see a little bit of a wipe here. The Reaper ult.
See both Reaper ult and Genji ult used from Wright State just to try to get anything of value, but Scummy cleaning them clean up with on top of that Kitsune rush from Door. So almost 100 to 0, 100 to 10 instead. But very clean first round for Fuel. Wright State, I mean, their comp just didn't really function as much. They're lacking a Wuyong, which means they're lacking a lot of damage, as he just provides so much damage and healing with this character. And as now the perks are going to be coming online, I mean, this character is getting stronger and stronger. You see the switch already, but
yeah.
The Maga's interesting.
And we did see a little bit of a lack of aggression from Wright State. Fuel was holding it down very well and clearly got that objective very quickly. It'll be interesting to see how the rest of this round goes, if Wright State can sort of keep up with that energy or what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be city center a bit close quarters, so the spread out nature of Fuel's comp with, you know, the looking for flanks isn't going to be as successful. Or using a little bit of tech to speed his team out there. But no TP from the Symmetra. This Mauga can really hold down a point, but he kind of struggled in the neutral, especially since they nerfed his overall sustain. And the Diva Matrix kind of gets some value of it, as well as the Reaper got a lot, but he's charging the backline here. Suzu, though, is going to be fantastic for Fuel. However, get one kick off onto Door, and now with the backline being dead, it's a little bit harder for Fuel to come alive. You already see Scummy kind of burnt down out of that mech. The overall damage of Fuel, or Wright State rather, just doing it a little too overwhelming for just the Wuyong.
And we do see, unfortunately, a wipe on Fuel's side. It does give the objective to Wright State.
Already. Door just peppering here with this Kunai's. Woody extremely low in the backline, though, is going to end up falling to a versus Puma. So Fuel, they might have to do a little bit of a reset here. Don't lose too much, but I think they're going to keep using it. Just try to build ult if possible. Scummy, you know, the closest ult they're going to have is probably that Tidal Blast. Never mind, Delphi going to go down. Artemis falling there to a versus Puma, but Door does get the trade. However, Scummy falling in the meantime means that Baby Diva on the point is going to fall. Rev can hit these shots. Scummy very slippery there, but eventually does fall. Fuel staggering yet again. They have to get out cleanly here.
Definitely. You see Wright State is still holding that objective very clean. It seems like a very first come, first serve game. Very balanced skill between the two teams here.
Yeah, for sure. As you already see, looking for more poke here is Fuel. Woody gonna get picked off yet again. He's going a little too early, so this tight quarters going really Wright State favors as good Death Blossom there from Uncivilized. Gonna get a lot of value off for, of course, the Kitsune as well, which means Fuel, they have to fight this one back out. But Lospark does get a pick, so a trade is out. It's just a solo healing from Wuyang, but he does so much damage.
We do see Fuel lose their tank here, which is not a good thing. The 75% on that objective, this game might already be in Wright State's hands.
4 ults here, though, for Fuel versus just the 2 of Wright State. Maybe go quick with something like a Tidal Blast on Woody here with an EMP. He's going to find about 4 there. Actually, 5-man EMP from Woody. Incredible plays there. Gets 2 picks with the virus. They have the virus spread first. Uncivilized does get a trade onto Scummy as well as a versus Puma getting a trade on Blue Spark, which is detrimental for Fuel because it means they're going to struggle to hold this just that little bit longer. But winning that fight with just investing 2 ultimates, how to use the bomb from Scummy, I believe, try to get back into the mech. But still, Woody finding so much value with that EMP.
Oh, absolutely. That was a beautiful play from Woody. Again, very lethal on that Sombra. And now that Fuel has the point, we see
Fuel actually going to Rev. Rev's just going a little aggressive, but does get popped full of healing as well as using that cage fight. The Mauga just doesn't die once you use that, once you use your E. You heal so much, have so much damage resistance. And with that Fuel, they're going to get wiped. And the second point, going to go over to Wright State. Going to head to Garden 1-1. I think the switch onto the Wuyang from Wright State really was kind of the key they needed. I mean, it provides so much value. You just lack so much if you don't have one. And it really meant that Woody just kind of struggled to get much going on the Sombra in the backline. Got picked off a lot as the Verse Puma really ended up healing really well. And Rev just kind of being a stable presence on this Mauga, not going to be pushed off as much as they were with Zarya, because once those 2 bubbles are forced, you can kind of just run her over. With the Mauga, he still has that survivability no matter what.
we absolutely saw that on that first round there with the Zarya. Clearly they were not able to get onto the objective, and that was the main problem there.
Yeah. I think this map is one where not having a Genji can really kind of be a bit of a problem, as Genji just get into the backline a lot easier on this map with just how it's rotated. You don't have to go around either of the bridges or White, right? So you can kind of just walk in. As actually Door's going to be here on the Lucio, so Lucio, Bouillon, Zarya instead. So just a full rush comp here from the side of Fuel. Woody already gets that first pick on reverse Puma. Rev going to get a good slam there. It does actually end up picking off Door. Now the healing is all up to Artemis. Scummy picking off Rev. I think it's going to be enough.
You see two people almost die, but luckily that Yutang comes in very clutch.
Wuyang getting a lot of value as the ultimates already 64 towards that Tidal Blast. I mean, Wuyang builds up their ult so fast with just how much healing and damage they end up dealing. I mean, Rev not anywhere near, same as a Verse Puma. Woody getting very close to that EMP already, 60%. We already saw how absolutely game-winning those EMPs can be. See Wright Straight going right again, just trying to get through this choke, but the Wuyang spam, the Zarya spam, everything's just poking them out of this. As Little Spark can be forced to use the Wraith form. Uncivilized falls in the meantime, and the Reaper down means Wright just lacks a lot of damage.
We do see the switch to the Zarya.
Rev's actually picked off 2 in the meantime. Scummy though here, just shredding with this high energy beam. Rev picked off 3 in this fight alone, but it just wasn't enough as Scummy ends up living low HP. Might be in trouble though due to the Reaper here of Uncivilized, who's going to spam Woody out in the invis. Now Scummy 142 HP versus a Reaper. No Wraith form for Uncivilized, but their whole team's going to be there, so they're going to heal up easily. This Graviton from Scummy has to be big. You see it hits 3 members, but a great Kitsune as well as a Suzu there for the side of Wright State to make sure they all work.
See Rev on that Mauga again. Very powerful with the dash there. Very good for getting right on in, which I think is what they needed to get on the objective.
Yeah, for sure there, right? And see, already, Fuel's just going to lose that fight due to the amount of healing that Wright was able to pump in. That's kind of what the Fury Wu-Young comp has in favor of the Lucio Wu-Young. It's just how much more healing you have from the Fury, especially once you use that Kitsune Rush to pump your healing in. And the grab just didn't have enough value with the Suzu, and that's going to be a clean fight for Wright State using 2 ultimates. Honestly, the cage fight may not have even been needed as Rev picked off Scummy with that overrun stomp. But just using it to clean up the fight, make sure no stragglers of Fuel survive. Second fight in a row going to be won for Wright State. They're climbing back up on the points. I mean, 40% to 66. By the time Fuel can touch, it's probably going to be about 45-50. And that's not even a guaranteed cap. However, you do have the Death Blossom and this EMP for Woody, as well as a Peak to stop out this Blade for Reverse Puma. So this fight should be in favor of Fuel. They just need to not bump every single ult for this fight.
Hopefully the double ult does get it, though. We do see Woody here with the EMP, and unfortunately he dies immediately.
So it's a win, right? Will Spark gonna make sure to live out. You need to not trade anyone more as long as the only one who gets ended up trading is Woody. It's fine. It's exactly what happens.
We see Do with the double there as well on the Lucio. Woody is coming back up onto the objective, trying to go for a little bit of a flank here.
Doing that manual hack onto Uncivilized, just having to run away as soon as that spy check comes out from Uncivilized, they have to get out. They cannot be in danger too long. The rest of Wright State can kind of just instant turn on Woody as they're going to walk in here. The Malga's already getting peppered so hard from Rev, so seeing the enemy support ult charge. 4 ults to 3 ults here for the side of Fuel and Vanguard. Tidal Blast did come in, but a great Graviton from Scummy is going to be able to catch all members of Wright State, as this Death Blossom should be the final stand for the side of Fuel, as they're going to take the first map 2-1.
Beautiful Death Blossom at the end there, securing them the point.
Fantastic plays there from Fuel. Really see why, they have this rostered in, right? Popping question marks, right? Door being a DPS player, but the Kiriko looked fantastic, as well as the Lucio. Woody making so much value out of this Sombra, especially that 5-man EMP. A little bit of a bait there on the play of the game, but this EMP really almost brought them right back into this map. Unfortunately, they did lose immediately after, but still, this EMP is a tide.
And with that, that is the first round over and done with. We do not have the next map just up quite yet.
Yeah, we'll probably be heading to either Hybrid or Escort, right? Knowing these teams, I feel like there's a chance we see Kings, there's a chance we see Eichenwald. There's a lot of different maps, but I think we might take a short break before we head into that, as we're just going to wait for them. See you then.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I bust soon, soon. Know as a child back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my broom, vroom. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. Close my eyes, it's not a dream. Close my eyes, it's not a dream. There's so much more that I can get. Let me wander when we go to bed. I close my eyes, it's not a dream. You want a smile that I couldn't get. Close my eyes, it's not a dream. Close my eyes, it's not a dream. Close my eyes, it's not a dream.
Welcome back, everybody. Here with map 2. We are on New Queen Street, actually a push map, and Wright State ended up banning Wu Yang, which makes sense. It was a bit of a problem for sure. Artemis making a lot of work there, as Fuel going to ban Hazard, not wanting to bring that value, but Rep Dragentile going to be on the ball, this is the best ball map in the game, I think.
Absolutely. We do see some character switch ups here. We do see the Cade switching over to Lucio. We also have a Tracer, and again, Ball.
Tracer makes a lot of sense on this map. I mean, double flex is really good here. Ball going for a slam, but gets hacked out. I mean, it's a little hard to play Ball when you're versus Sombra, you know, the classic counter, but they're going to survive as kind of what Ball does. He just kind of lives, but running into a wall there by accident is Rep Dragentile. Freelancer extremely low in the backline, probably going to have to recall. Actually ends up falling to Woody, who I believe chased to the end, but Averse Puma picks off Artemis, and that's a more important pick for sure.
You see the two tanks battling it out. Unfortunately, Ball goes down. Which means that Fuel will have the upper hand here in pushing off the robot.
For sure, as Fuel
Woody
already going to get that
pick.
Now, Woody and Dor going to get a great pick, a great stagger there onto Averse Puma, who is now means Fuel. They're going to be that much closer to the checkpoint here on push, as already, I mean, getting that first cap was really crucial. However, a little bit of a contention here for the side of Wright State, but I don't think they really can just because of the fact that they're missing players. But with everyone coming back, as Genji does get back pretty quick, they'll be another contest before this cap ends up happening. As Woody looking for that manual hack onto Lucio, gonna find it and instantly land that virus. First pick onto the both backline of the side of Wright State, and that just means Fuel's gonna be able to cruise easily through this first check.
See Woody getting Freelancer very low here. Unfortunately, does not get the pick. Again, with the Crummy getting into the backlines here, being very, very aggressive while we have two others on the site, making sure that the objective is being captured.
Sparks, Wraith's gonna get formed out here, but I mean, them not getting the kill doesn't matter as long as they chase them off the point, which meant the cap came out. His Mind's, though, gonna come out for the side of Rep and Dragentile, and 2 picks already. Minefield getting a lot of value as Fuel. They're gonna have to back off, but because they have this checkpoint, if they spawn right now, they'll have forward spawns, but they might be removed. They'll end up losing their forward spawns, I think, here, as a big stagger here onto the side of Little Spark. Rep and Dragentile also gonna look for Scummy, but aerial shots not gonna quite get them as the healing is getting pumped in from Artemis, who 5 ults for the side of Fuel versus just 3 on the side of Wright State, so should be their favor, but again, they just need to not dump every ult into this play, as Woody already getting a pick is big. You don't, maybe not even have to use any ult, maybe just the one to clean this up, as Cade kind of stuck on a wall. Dragon Blade does come out, though, here for Averse Puma, as a nuke not going to hit for Scummy. Suzu to peel off a good slam from Rep Dragentile, going to get 2. Fuel, they're going to lose that fight, having to use 1 ultimate of Scummy's.
And once again, we see the 2 tanks battling it out. Unfortunately, Fuel has been pushed back quite a bit. Again, they still have 4 ultimates up against Wright State's 3 here. You see the Ball hanging out.
Ball going to build his ult very quick here, though. As Fuel, they have to do something, get an EMP off, but a beat could be used to respond. Doesn't look like it, as Cage actually is going to raw kill there. So no beat needed, as they did end up getting hacked. They won the 1v1. However, with 3 members of Wright State falling, this Ball has to make some magic happen, which, I mean, that character can do a lot. But I think this fight's going to go towards Fuel. Crucially, Wright State did not get the checkpoint, which means they don't get forward spawns. As Fuel will be able to walk this probably towards the checkpoint, which means they'll have the better spawns. They'll be able to push more and more aggressive. The Ball going to be in trouble as he does get manually hacked. He's going to be able to get out, as hack isn't that broken now. Doesn't disable you for 2 whole seconds. Tracer on the side. Both Katsune is going to end up getting used here. Freelancer looking, but Woody gets the first pick.
You see 2 of the supports on either side going down. Little Spark and Crummy kills. Again, with the Ball.
Woody in trouble here, but actually not going to be able to finish off the kill. Yeah. Not finishing off the kill there is Rep Dragentile. Woody going to live, as pretty clean fight there for Fuel. 65 meters and counting. I mean, when you're playing push, kind of once you get like 100+ meters, it's quite hard to come back from. But this is probably the most comebackable of push maps, just because of how the fights are natured. The manual hack gonna miss that virus, though. I'm not gonna get too much value here from Woody, as the rest of their team's gonna fall. Both backline members. This fight probably just over for the side of Fuel. Honestly, die quick is better than staggering here. As Scummy just gonna try to run away, but they will get chased out. Woody kind of also hiding in the back. I believe they both ended up living, so not too bad for Fuel. They won't lose too much time. 5 minutes left on the clock as here looking for something is Red Dragon Tile.
Point is in Wright State's hand as they bring it back. This is their main chance in the match to make a comeback. Again, only 31 to 82 meters.
Definitely possible here. They have to keep winning some fights, but Woody getting that pick onto a burst Puma is not going to be what you want. As Rip Dragon Tile forced to use that adaptive shields, run away. Scummy getting a pick onto the back line. The Kiriko just keeps on falling for the side of Wright State, and that's the most important member on their team, as just don't have the healing without her. Now Cade going to be in trouble. Just gets shot out of the sky with those micro missiles from Scummy, who is now just going to keep pushing this advantage. Ends up to fly a little bit there, but it's okay as they still end up getting on the high ground. Woody picks off Red Dragon Tile. Fuel, they're cruising their way into the spawn of Wright State, getting towards this final checkpoint, towards this final spot they want to go. Woody has this EMP. It could be a fight winner, and a game winner even.
Definitely, especially with the loss of the ball here. Reptile Dragon.
Clean EMP for Woody and for Fuel. They're going to pick off both backline members of Wright State. Both supports gone. Hack doesn't come out though, unfortunately, so Rep Dragon Tile going to end up picking off a little bit of a slow mine there. Interesting play there, holding to retract the grapple and then drop the mine midway through. Isn't going to really play out how they want. They're in 11 meters. Fuel, they're cruising here. As the Kitsune Rush comes out and instantly blown up is one member of Wright State.
We see a Death Blossom come out here by Cade. Gets one pick off with that. And only a little bit left on that objective.
They'll be going for a cheeky remake kill there, but won't find it.
Not get it.
As the fight beat comes out for the side of Cade, so it's possible for Fuel for Wright State to get back here. But Fuel, they don't have to play to end. They are in such an advantage. They just have to not throw this one. So 3 minutes on the clock. They're just gonna back off. They have no ultimates and they don't want to feed ult charge if possible. So running away as fast as possible. Great disengage there for Fuel. The move speed from Door definitely helping out. Freelancer looking for something, but hasn't really found much value from the Tracer. It's going to get caught by the dire triggers of Little Spark. Right click the dome. Freelancer. But Woody, they're getting the hack off.
Unfortunately, Wright State here is losing a lot of their battles, which is not going to go well for them, especially, again, 31 to 252.
Woody getting spotted out, though, and instantly blown up as Tracer Clip goes into, or as well as a Verse Puma, getting that headshot, going onto the Cassidy, just trying to get a little bit more frontline damage in. They're actually finding quite value. I mean, the Genji just wasn't really doing what it needed to here. The Genji really shines when you have that Wuyong, because you can kind of throw the Wuyong ult on Genji and then he's unkillable. And he gets like 3 kills. It's very fair. But here, you see Freelancer looking for something, but just going to get zoned out. That defense matrix from Scummy. Fantastic defense matrix usage here. Make sure to block all the important cooldowns as this Kitsune Rush is going to force all of Fuel forward. 1 kill onto the tank. That might be enough. But Verse Puma did not picking Woody though, as they're getting chased by Scummy here, who is too tanky, too much damage, too mobile, but very low now.
We do see 3, 4, almost 5 ultimates from Wright State here. We might have some sort of combo going on with Tracer and Zarya there.
They have to find something. They have to get the ball rolling here for the side of Wright State. This Pulse Bomb needs to find something. They can't use all their ults in this fight. They have to spread them out loosely. They only have a minute to clear about 100 meters, but Woody already getting that first pick might be final story for Wright State on New Queen Street, as the point is going to go right back towards the spawn, and they're so unbelievably close. This EMP finding 4 members of Wright State. They're just chasing the last couple stragglers. The High Noon not going to find too much, as Scummy can kind of just sit there in front, tanking it out. 1 HP is a Burst Puma, and they're all going to fall. Fuel march the bot right to the end. Oh, lead for them.
Just like that, that is another win for Fuel Esports.
Fantastic opening so far.
Absolutely.
To this season, to this series, or to this series. I mean, 2 very, especially that New Queen Street, very confident win. Woody yet again being a little bit of a bait there, trying to think it's the enemy tank, but no, it's always going to be Woody getting the MVP here, or getting that play of the game. As, yeah, I mean, have to see if Wright State can bring this back on this 3rd map and start to mount a comeback, or if Fuel's just going to take a quick 3-0 victory here Again, it's going to be up to the map. It's going to be up to the bans. I need a Sombra ban.
Yeah,
I can't lie.
absolutely. I was going to say, Woody is absolutely lethal on that Sombra. Again, back-to-back, play the games. Honestly, I'm going to be really surprised if they don't ban Sombra.
I was shocked after the first map that they didn't ban it, but now that the Wu Young ban's used, I feel like you have to. It's not really another option at this point.
Yeah.
So Fuel, if they're first ban, you have to ban a DPS to defend yourself. But we're going to have to wait for that round and for that map to be chosen. We're going to take a quick break before that.
We are back with map 3. The map is Suravasa on Escort. Our bans were Mauga, and of course that Sombra ban, very much predicted. They would have had to. Woody was...
I think if you don't ban Sombra, you're throwing your game away, right? You're throwing the
Absolutely.
series away. So here, Mauga ban makes a lot of sense on Flashpoint, as it's fairly similar to Control, and that's really where Wright State ended up thriving. Now on Fuel, even if you lose this one, Sombra can't get banned again. So on the plus side, right, you have the lead, you have like kind of have the race, you have the room to breathe, right? The Sojourn here though for Uncivilized was banned the first map, so you can see how that one's a very good map here for them. As the first Puma already picks off Woody, who's playing the Mei instead. Scummy's gonna be on the Hazard. Uncivilized does get picked off by Door with a couple of donuts. TP comes in. Want to get whoever gets first point is really like, snowball this map a lot. So.
And you do see to match the speed of the mode, we do see the Sojourn, the Junker Queen, and Hazard for those kind of faster, more aggressive plays, which is what you absolutely need.
Scummy gonna switch over to the Zarya though, just a little bit more comfort than the Hazard, as also a little bit better into these brawl matchups, which is very much so what Reaper JQ is going to be. Junker Queen, though, can have a lot of value, especially if you don't have a DPS who can kind of just poke you out. And you don't have that hit scan like Sojourn, you know, because you're versus a Mei, it has a little bit more value. Good Suzu there, though, for Artemis, going to be able to get the whole team out safely and almost get themselves a Kitsune Rush, already 50% higher than their opponent. What are you going to get those right click, get those icicles. Kitsune is going to be used in Fuel. They're going to push Wright State out, but they are going to get kicked off in the meantime as Cade on this Wuyong. Interesting to see Fuel not actually run the Wuyong here, as they're just jumping in or trying to get as much value. Two-man Death Blossom, but I think Fuel actually ended up taking the advantage here, as Little Spark on their dying breath, getting pulled into an axe from Rev, is going to get a quick headshot and get that pick.
Yeah, luckily that means that the objective is Fuel's for the time being. They have just about 80% go.
Yeah, but with Flashpoint, right, that could be over in a blink. I mean, Wright State barely had the cap, and they already are 80%, right? That's the thing with Flashpoints. These points go so quickly. Thor, a great pick onto Uncivilized, just finding those. I think that hit scan duel as a
support.
Lucio, not really what you're expecting for the side of Wright State, as the Tidal Blast and the Rampage going to be used here.
Double ult there.
They want this point bad. I mean, if they get first point, they can kind of fight back, even if they use a lot of their ultimates, right? Because there is that time before the next point unlocks, and it does look like they're going to get this point. But 2 ultimates used. The only one they have left is going to be that Kitsune Rush, as you're going into 4 ults of Fuel, and this Kitsune can really easily be tighted out from the side of Fuel. I'm very interested to see why they have the Lucio here instead of the Wuyong. Especially considering how well they played it on the first map. But Civilized just going to kick off Door. Fuel using a lot of ults trying to fight their way back into this. It does look like they may be able to. 2 ults forced from Wright State, so Fuel they keep on shooting here, as Woody and Scummy are just going to keep firing in. As Artemis is pumping healing in the back here. Fuel actually getting the point back, and it looks like they might actually have first cap.
And we do see Artemis and Little Spark with their ultimates up. Lucio just about to get it, which might give them a foothold onto the new objective as the objective moves on. Fuel gets that first point there, and we see where the next flash point is.
Yeah, Fuel, honestly, it looked like it would have been Wright States for free, but Fuel getting a great grab and a Blizzard there for the side of both Scummy and Woody. And they could just claw their way back into it, as Artemis was just completely untouched in the backline. So Civilized just wasn't hitting those shots, Wuyong wasn't pumping damage in. Kitsune here for Fuel, as Little Spark's just going to fire with these shotguns. I mean, such fast attack speed when you're under this Kitsune Rush. Fuel, they just need to not trade, and they do exactly that. A clean wipe there, as they're going to get this first cap on the second point. Start this snowball running.
You see Little Spark and the Door still have their ults up, which means they will have that sort of advantage.
3
So
ultimates for the side of Wright State.
Wright State does have their 3 up.
Probably just going to throw this Tidal Blast onto Rev or reverse Puma and either TP in or just cash in. Well, but actually just going to fall beforehand, as a great wall there from Woody to cut off the backline access, which meant they just couldn't heal up their tank. So Cade getting 2 picks here, though, as Wuyong does so much damage, peppering around these corners, just curving these water orbs, right? Might not be enough as their tank and everyone else had ended up falling. Gummy's still alive, just sitting in that corner. 55% for fuel and counting. Yeah, I mean, if you're fuel, gonna keep this up. You now have 3 ultimates, and Woody coming up on that Blizzard. I just don't want to see. Last time they used the Blizzard and the Grab in the same fight, they tried it because they had to, but here I'd like to see them spread them out. Another wall trying to pick off the title blasting Junker Queen, but it might not be enough. Never mind, a fantastic Death Blossom in the back from Little Spark there. Gonna pick off 3 as the rest of Fuel. Another team kill, and that's second point, 100-0.
Amazing display of communication with the ults there, that sort of combo that they have going on, but unfortunately it was not enough, and Fuel takes the second point onto the last.
Both teams end up using 3 ults in that fight, so Fuel, they're going to be somewhat even on Kitsune Rush charge. Hylian Archer will have it slightly earlier, but this Blizzard can really provide a lot of value, especially if you can somehow force the Suzu out before, just by peppering, doing a lot of damage, maybe getting some CC. I mean, Woody finding a lot of value with these walls, with how small these points are and these tight little corridors you have to walk through. So May doesn't seem like too much of a deal that they are no longer on the Sombra here, as the Blizzard's going to be forced out on the point. It's not going to get much, but it's just going to mean the point is cleared. As the Kitsune here for Wright State's going to be forced just to flood Fuel off the point. But a Kitsune response here for the side of Artemis a bit later. It means Woody's going to fall first as the Rampage ended up getting that anti-heal.
You see the absolutely amazing plays by Artemis here. Sorry, Eileen Archer.
Trying to get out, stalling time. Point, actually, Fuel ended up getting first cap, so 20% to them, not too bad. You know, for a fight where you didn't use any, you only used one, actually, I ended up using 2 ultimates, but response, just that, the amount of value the Rampage had after Artemis didn't have that Suzu, just can't stop the anti-heal without that cleanse. Meant Fuel just in trouble, just kind of slowly burnt to death from the burn of that Junker Queen. But that's kind of the only point where the Junker Queen has a lot of value in this fight. This wall, detrimental. Side of Wright State has to break that up. But first, Puma actually won the Reaper duel as Cade keeps on peppering with these water orbs. They're going to win this fight yet again clean. Again, just no trades are with the name of the game for both of these teams. That's exactly what happens. Now, 3 ultimates for the side of Wright State versus just 1 of the side of Fuel. I don't know how much value this grab will end up having here. Has to be massive for Fuel to find much, or just has to get a free pick off before the fight even starts. The Sojourn can have so much value. Missing that first railgun though, having as much value. A burst movement in the backline, getting a 2-man Death Blossom, and it looks like it's going to be Death Blossom for Fuel.
Unfortunately, yeah. They only had the 40%, but they were not able to take it in time.
Fuel struggling to get back into this as soon as they lose those fights. It's really hard to retake into this comp. The Lucio just not having that same neutral pressure as that Wuyong. That's kind of the main difference between these 2 teams. I mean, the Mei struggles a bit longer, or a bit more in these long-range duels compared to the Sojourn. Artemis, though, going to pick off a Verse Puma, but Woody falling in the meantime. Just having that Blizzard, a overclock use, as well as a Kitsune Rush. Little Spark looking for something in the backline with a TP. He does pick off Uncivilized, so that overclock did not find anything, as Hylian Archer just running away between their legs, trying to get as much out of that. Actually ended up trading off Artemis in a crucial trade for the side of Wright State.
Absolutely. We did see the Kitsune Rush there. Fuel still has 4 ultimates left. They are on point. This has come down to the final moments here.
Yeah, final moments here. Yeah, they do get that first cap after a very long fight. A lot of ultimates using. They have 4 here. Woody, though, going to get a dry pick before the fight even starts. No ultimates needed to be invested. Probably just the 1 to clean it up, if I had to imagine. Either a Death Blossom or, this Avatar. But that wall as well, finding so much value. So 2 picks without an ultimate from Woody. Makes so much value on this Mei so far. When the enemy team's trying to enter, once you have that point control, the Mei really shine. It's kind of on retakes where you kind of struggle. You just don't have the mobility. You can get picked off really easily. But when you have the ability to just kind of sit here, the wall off these entrances, as you see yet again, you have to use Rampage just to get out of the deck.
Yeah, there you go. No, that wall is very, very powerful. We do see the Blizzard go out. Quite a few picks from Fuel's side. That does clean up Wright State.
Or did get traded. He's going to get back quick as, there's no touch for Wright State, I think. They used the Kitsune to try to get the touch, and Fuel, a 3-0 victory. for their
Just like that.
debut match of NECC versus Wright State. I mean, fantastic
That's
showing
what
for
we
the whole
love to
team.
see.
Cinema.
We see the absolute cinema.
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 I mean, a fantastic showing from every member of Fuel here. And a great sign for the semester to come if this is how your debut match goes.
Absolutely.
It wasn't Woody this time. No
It's
hacking.
because they banned Sombra.
No hacking this time. I don't fantastic. Graviton there. That was a fight winner for sure.
Absolutely.
Fantastic showing. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah,
What
no.
else to say?
3-0 opening match against Wright State. Unfortunately, Wright State they didn't have the comms, the power that we did.
They just didn't have just didn't have a solution for a lot of the picks. The bans, it felt like they had to ban multiple characters each map. Fuel their bans really playing out their coach, doing their research, getting some good bans. That the Mauga ban was a bit of a reactive ban, obviously, because of the first map, but I liked the ball ban. I liked, actually, I think they ended up banning Sojourn. I like the Sojourn ban. I really liked the Hazard ban. Meant you didn't have to play that, kind of divey style as much.
Yeah, yeah.
So the ball did have some definitely some value, but I mean, I don't know about you. I definitely want to talk with one of the players for sure.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
After
I
a
think we're,
victory like that,
yeah.
I mean, they've got to be overjoyed for sure with the debut, especially, coming off of last semester, which was a little bit of rocky for sure. So, but yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll be able to chat with one of them. But before that, we'll have to take a quick short break. Don't go anywhere.
We are back, and we have somebody very special from the team. We have Little Spark here. How do you feel after going 3-0?
3-0. Oh my God, it feels good. I can't. Super happy for the team, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm interested. How's team energy so far this
Oh my
season?
God, I think this is the most energy we've had. Honestly, it's been the warm-ups were amazing. The overall talks during scrims and just in general, it's just so positive. It's really good.
That's fantastic. That's really what breeds a fantastic team environment and great play, as you see, right? 3-0.
Oh yeah.
Big wins. I mean, yeah. I'm going to talk about comps a little bit because that's what I like to do. I'm interested. Why did you guys not run Wu Young on the third map?
Pursuit is banned.
No, it's unbanned because they played it on Suravasa.
Oh.
You guys ran the Lucy Curio instead of.
Oh
Lucy
right.
Curio instead of.
I think we just figured speed was a lot better than sustain.
Okay.
Just because go fast, win.
I like that. I like that. No, I like that. I think that's a very fair reasoning, for sure.
That's a great mindset to have.
I mean, we do play a lot of dive and brawl, so I
Yeah.
think us playing the Lucio specifically there helped us engage a lot.
Yeah, I was just interested because you guys had a lot of value on the Wu Young first map, and I
Mhm.
think Wu Young's just so strong right
Oh,
now.
he is so good.
So I was interested to see the lack of a Wu Young because it kind of felt like you guys maybe lacked a bit of DPS in sometimes, especially if your
Mhm.
Mei wasn't able to get those shots firing. But I mean, you guys weren't really playing traditional though. You know, Mei, Sombra, the Sombra doing.
Oh yeah,
Lot.
Woody's been such a great.
How was
aspect.
Reaper? You enjoy
Reaper-
Reaper?
Freaking love Reaper. He's he's a sleeper pick for me.
I love Reaper now with the new TP perk. He feels so much more fluid in team fights.
I wasn't gonna pick it, and I was like, wait a minute. I chose it on push. I was like, this is actually kind of broken.
So good. You become an engaged character. You become kind of like a tracer. You can blink around the map.
Oh yeah.
Like you're a Symmetra for yourself. It feels so good when you're
Mhm.
using that perk nowadays.
No, I love Reaper.
I don't have any questions, no.
No, I mean, I'm excited. Hey, if this is the roster, if this is the performance we're going to see from you guys, I am excited to see more for sure in the future.
Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us, Little Spark.
Hey, no worries.
Fantastic showing, of course, right? From the whole team. I mean, everyone.
We
You
are-
have any shout-outs you want to give?
I want to give a shout out to Woody.
Woody? That's
Woody,
fair.
it's her first time on
Fair.
this team. I don't know if you've seen, but like she played phenomenally, dominating their back line. Oh my God,
W Woody, W Woody.
our tank Scummy, unbeatable. Door on the support. I mean, can we talk about that? Door,
I thought he was a DPS man.
he is a presence on the support, and I love it. We all love it.
Every single member. Artemis as well did
Artemis, oh
absolutely
my God.
fantastic.
There's been so many times where Artemis, I'll be on 1 HP, and I see Artemis throw a Suzu halfway across the court.
Yeah,
The
I
team's
mean-
it's a good team.
I know. I'm super excited to see, hear that. It's always great when the team loves playing together and do well. But with that, I mean, again, obviously, thank you. I've been Newt.
I've been Griffin. But before we go off for the night, we do have a schedule for upcoming streams. As you can see, tomorrow, we do have Rocket League at 7 p.m.
Oh, that's Tuesday.
Tuesday, sorry.
All good, all good. Monday we'll be having some Valorant action likely.
Yeah.
Tuesday, either Rocket League or Rivals, not guaranteed. Wednesday, always gonna be our COD guys running the games up. Thursday, either Rocket League or League, or it could be another game. And then Friday could be Overwatch, could be League, it's up in the air for now for sure. But make sure you're always there for every single one of our streams. Got a fantastic group of individuals playing every single one of our games.
True.
Now, make sure you follow all of our socials, Fanshawe Fuel everywhere.
True.
And with that, we'll see you in the next one.
Have a good night, guys.